It's almost effortless to part with your money these days. A simple swipe of your card, a tap on your phone, or a click of a button, and just like that, your purchase is made. Unfortunately, the easier it is to spend money, the more prone you become to overspending, and consequently falling into debt. So, if your goal is to make wiser decisions about your money, your first step should be adopting a mindful approach to your spending habits. A significant part of this mindfulness involves understanding the real cost of everything you purchase, or choose not to purchase, and using this knowledge to judge whether it's genuinely worth it or not. In order to succeed in this, you need to start asking yourself these 5 questions before buying anything.
Yeah, you.
Question number 1. The happiness question. When most people want to buy something, they typically glance at the price tag first and use that to make their buying decision. Usually, the cheaper an item is, the quicker we decide. Take a $3 cup of coffee, for instance. You may ask yourself, do I want to spend $3 on this cup of coffee? Without a second thought, about 90% of people will make the purchase. But if you do this consistently every day, those $3 start to accumulate substantially, especially if you're a heavy coffee drinker. So the next time you're about to buy something, rather than checking the price tag or your wallet first, to see if you can afford it, begin by asking yourself a more personal question. How much value will this bring to my life? How happy will it make me? What impact will it have on my budget in the long term? Answering this question becomes less challenging over time, as you realize that many things you think will make you happy actually won't, or the things that once brought you joy no longer do. This is a key principle in mastering your finances, because it compels you to make choices based on something deeper. Only you truly know what brings you happiness, and whether it's worth spending money on. Therefore, it's wise to consider both your short and long-term happiness before buying anything. Let's take the coffee example again. It's fairly easy to answer this question. If you love good coffee and having a high-quality cup of coffee first thing in the morning sets the right tone for the rest of your day, then perhaps $3 is a worthwhile investment. However, a smarter long-term strategy could be making your coffee at home. Did you know that people often splurge most on big-ticket items like houses, expensive cars, or luxurious trips because they feel it's what they're supposed to do? Not necessarily because they really want them, or that these purchases will genuinely bring them joy.
Did you hear that?
So the next time you stroll by a coffee shop or a salon or a car dealership or a wine bar or see a house for sale sign, ask yourself, how much happiness will this bring me? And is it worth the money? Alternatively, you could just wait a few days, weeks, or even months and ask yourself the same question to see if you still want to make the purchase. A good rule of thumb is to always wait 30 days before you buy anything over $500. Question number 2. How can I afford this? Now, let's get down to some numbers. You see, when you buy something, what you're really doing is paying for it in after-tax dollars, which means you actually have to make more than the price tag to afford it. For example, if you're in the 30% tax bracket, it means that every $1 you make is actually only worth 70 cents. Do you know why? It's because the government took the 30 cents. So using the $3 cup of coffee as an example, the actual cost is not $3, but $4, assuming you pay 25% in taxes. Have a look at this. When you want to know the actual cost of something, use this formula. The price of the item divided by 1 minus the percent you pay in taxes equals the pre-tax cost of the item. Using the $3 coffee as an example, $3 divided by 1 minus 0.25 equals $4. This is what you get. In other words, you have to earn $4 to afford a $3 cup of coffee. And of course, for a high-ticket item like a car, the price could be way higher. Question number 3. How many hours will it cost me? Money is infinite, but time is not. Anytime you get paid to work, you're essentially trading time you'll never get back for money. The average life expectancy in the US, for example, is roughly 79, which means the average person lives for 692,040 hours. Since you spend at least a third of your life sleeping, that leaves about 461,360 hours you're awake for the average person. If you're 20 years old and expect to live until, say, 79, you have approximately 344,560 waking hours left. If you're 30 with an expected lifespan of 79, well, you're looking at about 286,160 waking hours remaining. Now, if you're 50, you have about 169,360 waking hours left. So the next time you're out shopping, ask yourself, how much of my life am I exchanging for this? How many work hours will it take for me to afford that $3 cup of coffee? Question number 4. Is the money there? This seems like an obvious question, but so many people live beyond their means, buy things they can't genuinely afford. You see, it's important to ask yourself this question before buying anything, especially when you're trying to decide if you should buy that expensive item or not. Can you afford a $3 cup of coffee? Probably, but what about that $300,000 house?
Aha!
This question depends on your net worth and how much money you have already saved. When you look at the average net worth of Americans and how much the average American family spends each year, it's easy to see that in most situations, the answer to the question, can I afford it, should be a resounding no. Back in 2016, the average American family's pre-tax income was $74,664. Now, keep that number in mind. Then, look at this. The annual expenditures were $57,311. With a rough calculation, assuming 20% of the family's income is taxed, that leaves the family with approximately $59,731. Now, compare this to their expenditures. The data indicates that the average family barely earns more than they spend. To make matters worse, the average American household carries $15,654 in credit card debt, $20,669 in auto loan debt, and $46,597 in student loan debt. Question number 5. Can I get it for less or trade for it? Here's a straightforward question you need to ponder with every purchase you're about to make. Can I get this for free or at a lower cost? Naturally, acquiring something for free is always a delightful scenario, and if you're patient and proactive, you'd be surprised at how many items you can source without spending a dime. Understandably, most items depreciate after they've been bought, offering you considerable savings on everything from vehicles to garments, from tech gadgets to books, and from furniture to numerous other items, if you're open to buying them secondhand. Now, I'm not saying you stop buying new items and only buy secondhand things from now on. Instead, it's simply an encouragement to ponder whether you could get the same value from a used item and save some cash in the process. For example, the sofa that I have in my house is a secondhand sofa I bought on a Facebook group, but if you look at it, you'll never know it was secondhand. Rarely do I find that brand new items justify their lofty price tags. Of course, this approach doesn't apply to groceries, but even there, cheaper alternatives exist. You don't need to spend hours trying to save a handful of dollars, but investing the time to find the cheapest grocery store or farmer's market in your neighborhood can yield big savings in the long run. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then you're gonna love this. Money Pickle is offering you guys, get this, a free financial consultation with an accredited financial advisor. Just use the link below in the comments to book your free call. If you've ever had a question you wanted to ask a professional, whether that's a retirement question, investing, getting out of debt, or whatever it may be, now is your chance. It's free and costs you nothing. So, go and get your free consultation with an actual real human and get your burning questions answered. Until next time, have a great day.